Welcome to Politics NY with Skye, behind the curtain, where we speak with lots of different types of people about how politics really relates to everything. And right now I am with Rabbi Yeruchim Silber, who is the Director of New York Government Relations for Agudath Israel of America, and he works in the Orthodox community. So let's get to know him a little bit and maybe tell us what you're working on now, Rabbi.
Well, first of all, it's an honor to be here. I feel like I'm important that I got on Skye's podcast. So I got to say that. That's really an honor to be here. Thank you for having me. We are Agudath Israel. We are an organization almost 100 years old. We'll return 100 in 2022. We are headquartered here in Manhattan and with an office in Washington and 10 offices around the country. And we advocate for the interests of the Orthodox Jewish community on a lot of areas, on education and religious rights, religious liberties. For example, here in New York City, there are 321, the exact amount of yeshivas and Jewish schools, yeshivas, day schools, with almost 115,000 students. That's a lot of kids. That's probably 10, 11% of the entire school population go to yeshivas, the Jewish day schools. And we're there advocating for them so they get the proper resources, get proper funding, whether it's mandated services, security funding, textbooks, computer software, technology. We're there in City Hall and in Albany, making sure they get the resources they need.
And so what are some of the challenges that you're facing now?
Look, there's certainly challenges. I mean, there is, unfortunately, there are people that are not in favor or don't think that any non-public schools should get any resources. We do a great job educating kids. We do it a lot at a very cost-effective way to educate the kids. If every school, every non-public school child in New York City decided to enroll in a public school, which they're entitled to and have the rights, it would cost the city and the state actually about $8 billion. So we save a lot of money. We're really saving lots and lots of money for New York State, New York City, and educating our kids and in a dual curriculum, both in Jewish studies and in secular studies. So we think we're doing a good job in our schools. When we don't control their schools, but they're advocating for our schools, for those hundreds of schools across New York City.
Yeah, see, I was going to make a Jewish joke, which I'm allowed to do because I'm a Jew too.
Okay, I'll take it.
But that's good. See, the Jews are saving the city and state money. That's great.
That's right. You better believe it. Not only Jews, but also Catholic schools and all the non-public schools are saving the city money. Believe it or not, yes, we are.
So now in the change of government, right? We have a new governor. We're going to have a new whole administration, new city council. Are you building some of those relationships moving forward?
Sure, constantly. We always build relationships. Oh, we do build relationships. That's a primary, one of my primary things that I do. I mean, legislative season, I spend a lot of time in Albany. I'm there probably, well, I haven't been there in a while because of COVID. Capitol was closed, but I hope we'll go there again come January. But during the legislative season, I spend almost every week of the season, I'm in Albany at least 1 or 2 days. And a lot of it is really talking to lawmakers, talking to legislators, talking to their staff, building relationships. The last 2 years, when a lot of new members came in, we met as many as we can, city council members. That's what we do. We try to build relationships so people at least know the work we're doing and understand the work we're doing and appreciate the work we're doing and help provide the resources for what we're doing.
And no matter what we do, AntiSemitism always bubbles up. So what are you working on?
Yes, it does. And just, I saw yesterday a number, the largest hate crimes. I don't have the exact figures in front of me, but anti-Semitism was the single largest hate crime. So one of the things we've done, we've pushed strongly for security funding in the state budget and in the city budget for non-public schools. There is, in the state budget last year, there were $40 million, over $40 million allocated for non-public school security. And again, in the city budget, there was a bill passed a number of years ago by the former council member, David Greenfield, that provided security guards for every private school that requested it. So anti-Semitism is an issue. Obviously security, and a lot of it is education, to understand people, to educate people. A lot of it comes from ignorance and hate. And look, we're all trying, all hate. All hate is no good, whether it's anti-Semitism or any other hate. And we need to push back on that. People need to understand. But we've had, unfortunately, terrible attacks. We had, you recall, in Jersey City, where unfortunately 3 people were killed, and in Muncie, New York, where a man was unfortunately anti-Semitic attacks. there are attacks in the streets, and it is a very big problem. We talked to the government about it. Earlier this year, there was a spate of attacks. We were in the mayor's office that day, and we demanded and got extra police protection for Jewish neighborhoods. So that is something that is very vigilant. We are working on constantly.
So that's the name of the game. It's really building relationships and
Absolutely.
education,
Yep.
like you said, making friends with everyone too.
That's what it's about. That's exactly what we do.
So thank you. I love giving people like you platforms to really get your voice out there so that people can understand really what it's all about and that politics plays a role in everything.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it. I definitely appreciate the opportunity to be out there and let people know what we're doing.
So thank you so much for just a few moments of your time, Rabbi Silber, on PoliticsNY with Skye Behind the Curtain.
My pleasure. Thank you.